the Great Wedding Cake Heist Throwaway account because I am currently hiding from an entire bridal party and a very angry French pastry chef. This story is long, messy, and involves a level of stupidity that I am still trying to process. It all started when my best friend Dave decided to get married in a remote mountain cabin. Dave is great, but Dave is also cheap. Instead of hiring a professional delivery service for his 5-tier $300 wedding cake, he looked at me and said, "Hey, you have a SUV. Can you just bring it up the mountain?" Being a good friend and an absolute idiot, I said yes. The cake was a masterpiece. It had delicate sugar flowers, gold leaf, and enough buttercream to clog the arteries of a small city. The baker looked me in the eye and said, "If this cake tilts more than 5 degrees, it's over. Drive like you're transporting a nuclear warhead." I nodded solemnly. I felt like a hero. I felt like a man with a mission. The first 30 minutes were fine. I was driving 5 miles per hour, sweating through my shirt while cars honked behind me. But then I hit the mountain pass, and that's when I met the squirrel. This wasn't just a squirrel. It was a kamikaze rodent with a death wish. It ran directly into the middle of the road and just stopped to look at me. My instincts took over. I slammed on the brakes. For a second, there was silence. Then from the back of the SUV, I heard a sound that haunted my dreams. It was a slow, wet, heavy slide followed by a muffled thump. I didn't even want to look. When I finally gathered the courage to peek into the back, the cake wasn't a cake anymore. It was a 5-tier pile of architectural sadness. The top 3 layers had merged into a sugary blob, and the gold leaf was now stuck to the floor mats. I panicked. I had 2 hours before the ceremony. I couldn't show up with a cake that looked like it had been through a car crash. So I did the only logical thing a desperate person would do. I pulled into a local grocery store in a tiny mountain town. I bought every single pre-made sheet cake they had, 3 tubs of frosting, and a set of plastic dinosaurs from the toy aisle. I spent the next hour in the back of my SUV, covered in frosting, trying to reconstruct a wedding cake. I used the sheet cakes as a base and glued the remains of the original cake on top with massive amounts of store-bought frosting. It looked like a kindergarten project gone wrong. To hide the cracks, I placed the plastic dinosaurs everywhere. I told myself it was whimsical. When I arrived at the wedding, the music was already playing. I carried the monster cake into the reception hall. The room went silent. Dave looked at the cake. He looked at the T-Rex wearing a veil. He looked at me, covered in gold leaf and buttercream. I whispered, "It's a metaphor for the Mesozoic era of your love." The bride didn't cry. She just stared at the T-Rex for a full minute, took a deep breath, and said, "Is that a lemon or vanilla dinosaur?" The craziest part? Everyone loved it. By the end of the night, the dinosaur disaster cake was a hit. People were taking photos with the plastic raptor stuck in the frosting. But then, the French baker found the photos on Instagram. He sent me a legal notice saying I defiled his art. Dave still thanks me for the unique vibe, but I'm never transporting anything more fragile than a bag of Doritos ever again. If you're planning a wedding, pay the delivery fee. Your friendship and your car's upholstery will thank you.